Today's episode is taken from a live call inside of my signature program, F the Scale. If you want to know more about F the Scale and how once you get your little mitts on it, you're going to finally start losing weight, just head on over to kyliepax.com/F the Scale or hit the link in the show notes.
But this week we want to talk about something that just really came to me yesterday when I was looking through, different posts and things as we do, just scrolling, just doom scrolling on Insta. And I don't know, something came up because who knows? Well, probably because I run a business, so things come up about business. And this individual, whoever it was talking about your personal brand. And I thought, that's just so applicable. Your personal brand is so applicable to all areas of life, not just whether you're in a business or not, but your personal brand is applicable to everybody, everywhere, all the time. Like when you first meet somebody and they're like, hi, how are you? My name's, Kylie or blah, blah, blah. Instantly, you're assessing my brand. Who is this bitch? Like, who is she? Who is she? Do I like the vibe? Do I like the way she looks, the way she conducts herself? Do I find her threatening or appealing? Is she, do I like the I don't know, the way she does her hair and her stumpy little nails? Like, do I like those things? That is your brand. That's your fucking brand. Like, are you a yeller? Or are you much more quiet and demure? Like, oh, okay, yeah, that's your brand. Like, what is your fucking brand? Because we all have one. And your job is to decide, okay, whether you're in business or not, we have one. And so what do you want yours to be? Is your brand, when it comes to your personal life and your weight loss and or your lack thereof, like what is your brand in your fucking life, right? Feisty Kylie's coming out already. It's just too early for Feisty Kylie, but she's making an appearance. So here we go. What is your brand? Is your brand, right? You only have to look back over your dieting life to figure this out. You only have to look back over the last week to figure this out. Is your brand half in, half out? Is your brand sometimes yes? I'll tell you yes, but it's probably really no. Is your brand sort of, kind of like, yeah, maybe I'll do it. If I feel like it, I'll do it if I feel like it. Yeah, I'll work out if I feel like it. I do want to eat good, but secretly, in the back of your head, you're not going to fucking eat. You're not going to do it. You're not, because that's your brand. That's who you are. It's just who you are. That's your brand. You're the person who says yes, but really, that's going to be a no. You're the person who says, I'm going to start the Healthy Girl Era 30-day challenge, but you've dropped out on day 3. It's just your brand. It's not bad. I'm not throwing shakes. That's my fucking brand. That's been my brand. And I'm working like a demon to change it because it makes me deeply miserable. So you'll know whether you like your brand or not. I know I don't like that brand. That brand sucks. It's like buying someone giving you Pepsi if you're a Coke person. You don't like it. You don't want it. It doesn't taste right. It's not the same. It's kind of close, but it doesn't quite cut it. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. So is that your brand or is your brand strong, brave, determined, trustworthy? When you tell yourself, I'm going to do it, it's done. It's a done deal. Or are you so, like I say, are you so sort of half in, half out with your brand that when you tell yourself, I'm starting again on Monday, you fucking know, you already know you're not. You're not. Or you delude yourself on Sunday and say, I'm starting again on Monday. But when Monday comes, it's completely reliant on your feelings. I don't feel like it today. I just don't. I don't feel good. I don't feel like it. The weather is bad. I feel down today and, nobody's supporting me and it's just too hard. Why is it so hard for me? Is that your brand? If we had a strip mall, what do they call them? It sounds like it's got strippers in it. Okay. We don't call them that here in Australia, so I don't know why I would suddenly start referring to malls as a strip mall. I don't know. Look, it is like having 2 retail stores side by side. One is Louis Vuitton with a Gucci on level 2, I got Louis Vuitton on the bottom, Gucci on level 2, and Chanel's on fucking level 3, right? You've got the premium of the premium. And next to it, you've got what we have here in Australia is called cheap as chips. I laugh at my own examples. Some shit that I come up with. Cheap as chips. And let me tell you something. The products in there are cheap as chips. The quality of them is cheap as fucking chips. Like, you expect something that you buy from cheap as chips for $2 to maybe last 24 hours. Like, when you get it home. It's not good. It's not good. It's shady as fuck. Right? But next door, you got Louis Vuitton, right? Which store do you want to be? Do you want to be the one that people look up to and go, wow? Do you want to be aspirational? Do you want to be the sort of person that people are like, I wish she's so inspiring. If only I could have that sort of dedication and commitment to myself. Or do you want to be fucking cheap as chips? The brand that people laugh at. It's a joke, really. We all go there when you want to buy, like quickly, you just need a pen and you want to pay 1 cent. We go to cheap as chips. Right? But if I want to get the same sort of pen next door at Gucci, probably $1,500, same fucking like ink inside. But they have created a brand that is beautiful, aesthetically pleasing. I mean, come on. You can be cheap as chips, shabby, shady, and unreliable to yourself. Never mind other people, to yourself. Shabby, shady, and unreliable. When you say you're going to follow the eating codes, but you don't. Or you say you're going to follow them, but you kind of will do it until it gets too uncomfortable and then you don't. Or you can be the Louis Vuitton of the weight loss world, where you say you're going to do something, you fucking not only do you do it, you outperform. You outperform. If something gets uncomfortable and you can't find a way through, you don't ditch it and just go stuff your face with chocolate. You're like, I'm fucking Louis Vuitton. I figure this shit out. And when I come out the other side, it's better. It looks better. I feel better. I'm amazing. Fucking amazing. I'm not a 1 cent pen from the cheapest chip shop, but you're treating yourself like that. You're treating yourself, your body, your decisions, and therefore your whole life is being lived like a 1 cent pen from cheapest chips. This, I tell you, girls, is all stopping now. It's all stopping. So as of this week, oops, sorry, I'm clicking on some random things here. As of this week, we are leveling up. In a big way, we are leveling up. There's not going to be, I want you to really focus and think about what is your brand. Like if you're going to be really, really truthful, like I said to you, I already know. I'm working hard on leveling up my brand, but I know that my brand over my lifetime has been much closer to cheapest chips than it ever has been to Louis Vuitton. Much closer. But as I get older and live more of my life, I'm like, and in all truthfulness, have less of my life left to live. I'm like, that's bullshit right there. That's bullshit. Do I really want to be that person that gets to 70, 80, 90 years old when it is too late to do anything? Not really at 70, but 80 and 90. And when I say it's too late to do anything, it's not so much that you can't change your mindset. You can change your mindset at any tick of the clock. At 80 and 90, your body can't do the things that it can do now. You're not going to be able to go for the power walks and, maybe build a little bit more muscle. And so, I mean, you can give it a crack, but only if you've kind of looked after yourself in the years prior. Because if we're treating ourselves like garbage now, you're going to get to 80, 90, maybe even 70 at that stage. And you're going to have all the medical issues. And I don't want that shit. I see what's happening to my dad's been very healthy, really, his whole life. And he's doing very well, but it's not great. I'm seeing what's happening at 80. I'm like, that's some fucking bullshit right there. I don't want that. But the only way to avoid that shit is to level up my personal brand now. Now, this is what's so beautiful. Everybody in your family is giving you a glimpse into your future. So your mom, your dad, if you are blessed enough to still have them in your life, think of them as a crystal ball. Now, not to say that, genetics plays a part, of course, but not to say that you're automatically and instantly going to follow their lead, but it's a glimpse into, more than likely, if you don't change something, then hello. Now, if you don't like what you see there, then you have the opportunity to change it now, but you won't have the opportunity to change it then. You won't. You'll be stuck in 1 cent pen land. And we don't want that. We don't want it, right? You want to be living in Louis Vuitton heaven at that stage. So let's think about what is your brand. And if you don't love what your brand currently is, then that's great. Don't get down on yourself. Just go, awesome. So glad that I can see this now while I'm still 20, 30, 40, only 50, only 50. So glad that I can see this now because now I have an opportunity to do something different. Your results, all the results that we're wanting here are going to come when you make a decision about who you're going to be and you stick to it without needing any outside evidence that it is real. That's the only way this is going to work. This is really eating code 5 to a T. So as you know, eating code 1, don't eat if you're not hungry, right? Eating code 1, eat when you're hungry, don't eat if you're not. Second eating code is really about making your plan for the day. Okay, so we've made, you've seen this because you've got your F the Scale journal. So you've seen the plans, you just make your plan for the day. If that resonates with you, if a plan structure doesn't work for you and you just prefer to eat by the eating codes, but by the seat of your pants, do that then. That's okay. But that's the second eating code. The third eating code, so that one's not mandatory, but there are 3, really, there's 5 all up. So we know that. That's first and the second. The third one is stop eating at 80% full. The fourth one is take control of that emotional eating, like I spoke about for last night. And then the fifth eating code is act like the person you become. Now, of all of them, there's 3 to me that are the absolute game changers. Or really 2, but I'll give you the 3. That will be the 3 that will carry you through to the finish line. If you do nothing else, but you do these 3, then out of the 5, you just do these 3. And really there's even 1, but there's 3. That you'll be fine. Only eat when you're hungry. If you're not hungry, back the fuck away from the food. Put it down. It doesn't go in your mouth if you're not hungry. That's number 1. The second one that is like a non-negotiable is when you are eating, then you stop at 80% full. Don't keep eating. Now it's heading into emotional eating. Don't keep eating. You stop eating at 80% full. And the third one, if I could only pick one, it would be this one. It's act like the person you want to become. Because this is what I'm saying here. You're going to get results in your weight loss and in your life in any area, but we'll stick to weight loss, but this applies to all over, right? Because I'm not just a one-hit wonder. This applies to all over. You're going to see results in anything you're trying to achieve when you stick to it, stick with it, and you stick with it without needing any outside confirmation that what you know you're heading towards is real. How would this apply? This would look like you knowing that you're going for this. I'm doing this. Fuck it. I'm so tired of living this bullshit day in, day out. I'm joined F the Scale. I'm doing it. Kylie did it. She was overweight for like 100 million years. She lost 20 kilos. The fuck? If that old bird can do it, I can do it. So, okay, you've got your mojo going. It's happening. And then you do it. You do it for 3 days. And then you eat really well. You follow the eating codes. And then you get on the bathroom scale. Nothing's changed. Nothing. Or worse, it's gone up by 200 grams or something. Oh, sister, we've all been there so many times. This is what you do. This is what you currently do when that happens. You either get on the scale and you see, this is what happens. So we eat good for, say, 3 days. You either get on the scale and you see that it's gone down. So you go, yeah, I've got some wiggle room, and you run off and eat. Or you get on the scale, you see that it hasn't changed or it's gone up and you go, fuck this shit, this isn't working, and you run off and eat. No. The new version of you, this new brand that you're going to create, that is going to be you, your personal brand, is going to be one of tenacity, certainty, and unwavering assurance that when you put your mind to something, it's already a done deal. Done deal. So your brand now is one of complete and utter delusional knowledge that it's done. It's done. Whether you get on the scale and the scale confirms it or not, it's irrelevant to you because you already know what's happening. You have to put your blinders on to succeed. at this game. You have to put your blinders on. You have to make decisions based on, where you want to be, not based on where you are now. So that example that I just gave, where you jump on the bathroom scale, you see that maybe it hasn't moved, even though you've been eating good for 3 whole days. How long have you been eating like shit? 30 days? 30 years? Okay. So for 3 days, you eat good, you see the scale didn't move. You have to decide and make your next move, the next move. The minute you see that number on the scale, you now have to look at it and just go, the next move that you make is going to either make it or break it for you. Fucking make it or break it. So now if you eat great for 3 days, okay, maybe you even eat great for 3 weeks. Oh, this is what happened to me when I started at the gym. You've all heard my story. 6 weeks I was at that motherfucking gym. And nothing changed. Nothing changed. Not my weight, not 1 gram left my body for 6 weeks. 6 weeks. Would you stick at it for 6 weeks with seeing absolutely nada physical evidence that anything was shifting off of your booty? You probably wouldn't. And the old me wouldn't have either. But I was just so fucking fed up with myself being a quitter. I said to myself, you know what? I don't fucking care whether I ever lose weight or not. I will not stop coming to the gym, working out and taking care of myself, because that is the person that I want to be. So whether I ever see a result from it or not, you're going to fucking find me here on my deathbed, still on a treadmill or some shit, just going all the way to the end, Jesus. I'm going to take it all the way to the end. I will not be a quitter one more time. And what happened the very next week? It all started shifting. And it started shifting pretty fast after that. I'll tell you, that is who you have to be. That is who you have to be. Okay, you can no longer play small to accommodate other people's inadequacies. What do I mean by that? Let's say you and a bestie are like, let's do it together. Let's do it together. We're going to follow the eating codes. It's going to be great. And on day 2, they quit. Come on, let's just go get some Ben and Jerry's. It's all right, screw it. Like, it's hot. I know some of you, I know all of you on the other side of the world have gorgeous weather. We have nice weather today, but I know you've got hot weather, and I like hot weather. So maybe your bestie is like, fuck it, let's just go to the beach and get ice cream and do whatever. And then you're just, well, go to the beach. Already in my head, I'm like, what one of us, please, is putting on a bathing suit? No. I haven't worn bathers in years, but that's okay. Let's go get ice cream and let's just chill and relax, right? It's summertime. Let's just relax. Just do it. No. That can be her story. It's not going to be yours. That is you diminishing your potential and playing small and playing yourself down to accommodate the fact that somebody else doesn't have the same determination, focus, and tenacity as you do right now. I know that these feelings and emotions shift, and I get that, but that's why you have to decide that this is part of your brand. This is who you fucking are. I would never expect, never in a million years would I expect, if we circle back to where we started today, like I know some of you have just dropped in, if we circle back to where we started today, in today's call, and I was talking about the Louis Vuitton store and the cheap fucking cheap store, if I would never, ever walk into a Louis Vuitton store and pick up one of their $7,000 handbags and have the chain just disintegrate and crumble and the lock snap and not break. Like, no, they don't do shoddy work because they're fucking Louis Vuitton. But I would walk next door to Cheapest Chips, right? Like I said, with the 1 cent pen, and probably it doesn't work, and then the ink is all dried up, and that's very well expected because that's their fucking brand. Their brand is half-ass shit. What is your brand? Are you supreme? Are you the best? Or are you half-ass shit? So this is what I'm saying. Don't dial down your dreams to accommodate other people's inadequacies. You almost have to make conscious decisions that don't make logical sense. In order for you to succeed, you consciously have to make decisions that don't make logical sense. What do I mean by that? The example is perfect. I'll probably use it for the rest of my life, where I was going to the gym and going really for weight loss. So that was my purpose. And for 6 weeks, I didn't see any weight loss, but I consciously made a decision to keep going no matter what. That didn't make logical sense at all. Normally, a person in that position would probably just, I don't know, start eating even less or dial in their calories even more. It's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it. I'm going to follow the eating codes because I cannot live anymore, tracking I was going to say tracking macros, but macros wasn't even a thing when I was, losing weight back in the day. I can't live tracking macros and, how we have it now. I just can't do that to myself anymore. It's too mentally exhausting. So that's when I dug my little heels in and I said, I will be here in this gym and on this treadmill and whatever it takes for the rest of my life, following the eating codes because I know that they work and they're a good and nourishing and healthy way for me to lose weight, if that's the era that I'm in, or just to maintain, if that's the era that I'm in. But I'll be doing that and I'll be moving my body in a healthy, positive way for the rest of my life. So that was an illogical decision, but I made it consciously and I was rewarded for doing that. And you have to do that day in, day out. You have to decide what is your brand going to be, and then you stick to it and you don't lower your brand. That's what I'm saying. Louis Vuitton, if they went through a stage with slow sales, they don't start producing cheaper shit just to try and quickly get some sales in, equivalent to you going through a phase where the weight loss is slowing down or it's not happening at the pace that you want or it doesn't seem to be happening right or whatever. Well, let me just, I'll just fucking take these meal replacement shakes over here and that's shady as fuck. Is that your brand, Shady? Is that your brand? Like, because you're not fooling anyone, especially not yourself. You have to hold yourself accountable. You have to hold yourself accountable to the standards and the brand that you are trying to create. And one of the best ways to do that, which is just the perfect way to sort of round this off, is to remove all distractions, anything that could distract you from your path, your calling, where you're determined to and predestined to end up, if only you can just stick with the process. You know that this was meant for you. We all know, look, can I just be really truthful? I don't think there's a woman in here who doesn't know that they were meant for more than what they're currently living out now. You know that you were born for something more, better, different than what you're currently experiencing. And if only you could just master the weight loss, the eating, the emotional eating, this particular area of your life, whatever it is, you know that doors would be unlimited for you. Like potential would be unlimited and doors would be open that you have yet to even see. There is not a person in here that doesn't feel called to be something bigger, better, and more than what you currently are. And you can't turn that off. That's not even a choice. That's not a choice. That is call it what you want. That is the God in you. That is the spirit in you, the part of you that has the greatest potential that is currently not being used. You're not using it right now. And some of you are not using it because you're scared. There's a part of you that is like, if I can just stay busy over here with this stupid weight loss shit, then I don't have to actually think about being this amazing full potential version of myself, because that's a little scary. You know what's scary? Living your whole fucking life, ignoring the potential, the limitless options available, happiness to you, that was said all backwards, limitless options and happiness that is available to you because you're scared of what? The unknown? Would you rather stay here with this fat, overweight shit that we are dealing with, but you'll stay here because you know it? You're comfortable with this. You don't like it. It sucks. You know, it is uncomfortable, but you've become comfortable with this bullshit, with a pile of shit. If I gave you a garbage bag of shit and said, carry this shit around with you for the rest of your life, it would be uncomfortable and stinky and just stupid, a stupid thing to do. You would walk into rooms with your stupid bag of shit. And people who could have been a huge asset to your life, places, things, opportunities that could have been magical would all disperse because you got your fucking bag of shit that you're dragging with you everywhere. And what it is your old excuses, your old stories, I can't have any better than this. This is the best it's going to be for me. I can't lose weight. I can't be happy. Like I can't. I'm not that strong. I can't say no to food. I have issues with food. People don't understand. No, that's your bag of shit. That's your bag of shit. You have to let that bag go. Dump it in the river. You have to let that bag go. And the minute you do, there's nothing you need to do after that. There's nothing you need to do. Because once you let that bag go, everything that was meant for you is there. It's been there the whole time. You just can't see it because you're so busy staring at your fucking bag of shit.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember to shimmy your butt over to kyliepax.com and join me inside of F the Scale so that you can stop emotional eating and start losing your weight now. You'll also find helpful notes and resources inside my past podcasts that will help you lose the weight without the BS. I'll see you next week.